everybody, Roshni here. In this video I want to talk about Ikigai, the Japanese term that has erupted into an industry consisting of books, courses, certifications, and complicated diagrams that claim to help you find your purpose and your reason for being. Long story short, there's a lot of hype around Ikigai and it is much, much simpler than what it's become. So if you want to get to the bottom of your reason for being, your Ikigai, this video is for you. If this is your first time at Expeditionary Mindset channel and you'd like more videos that help you level up your professional and personal reinvention journey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for updates. So, if you are watching this video, you've probably seen this Venn diagram, which is often used to explain Ikigai. It says that in order to find your reason for being, your Ikigai, you need to consider the overlap between what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. This Venn diagram has gone viral many times over and created an entire industry of people who claim to be Ikigai coaches, consultants, experts, people who will walk you through the use of tools like this. But here's the thing. This Venn diagram is not Ikigai. It's actually a translation of Spanish astrologer Andres Zuzunaga's creation, the Venn diagram of purpose, and it's a very useful tool. But at some point, somebody associated it with Ikigai in order to try and pin down this somewhat abstract term, and now, every day, thousands of people share Andres Zuzunaga's Venn diagram, thinking that it's a Japanese concept, not really understanding that it was Zuzunaga who created it and introduced it to the world for purposes completely separate from anything to do with Ikigai. So the second myth about Ikigai is that finding your reason for being has to do with work exclusively. And this is also not the case. For many of us, our jobs, businesses, our professional interests really are important, and that's cool. But in 2010, a survey by the Central Research Services of 2,000 Japanese men and women found that only 31% of respondents considered work to be their Ikigai. And that, of course, gets to the big question. If Ikigai is not a Venn diagram, if it's not a way to crack the code on finding the perfect job for you, then what is it? Quite simply, in Japanese, Ikigai is this. It is, the Iki means life, and Gai means something like a result or a benefit. And for that reason, many in the West interpret the term to mean a reason for living, a reason for being, a purpose. So ultimately, there's only one ingredient that you actually need to figure out your personal Ikigai, and it's this: self-awareness. So much of the time, we sleepwalk through life and through work. We're carried by inertia or developments that are external to us. If we bring more awareness to our lives, we can actually live more fully. We can understand ourselves, our purpose, our Ikigai, much more easily. Sounds simple, and much simpler than it actually is, right? So let's just do a quick experiment to make this a little sharper. Think about your favorite meal that you've had while you've been traveling. It doesn't matter where you were traveling to, so long as you weren't at home. And just please visualize this meal, the atmosphere, the backstory behind the meal as vividly as you can. Who were you with? How did you get there? What were the details of the meal itself? Hopefully you have a really crisp image in your mind. For me, I'm thinking about a lunch that I ate maybe 8 years ago in this tiny fishing village in Uno, Japan, and I can still remember it like it was moments ago, even though it was something that happened a long time ago. Hopefully the same is true for you. Okay, so now that you have this image, here's my second question for you. If I asked you to visualize what you ate for dinner 2 nights ago with this same level of detail, the atmosphere, the backstory, the meal itself, could you do it? I know I couldn't. I really don't remember what I ate 2 days ago, and I suspect maybe it would be difficult for you too. So why is that? What's the difference? And why would something that happened a long time ago seem so much crisper in our memory than something that happened hours ago? Probably when you ate your favorite meal, you were relaxed, you were focused, you were probably not distracted by work or multitasking, and that makes for a more present experience, a more vivid memory. It would be exhausting to try and bring that level of focus to every moment of our lives, but Ikigai, understanding your purpose, why you're here, what gets you up in the morning, is an area of your life that deserves this level of focus. It's worth asking yourself what your Ikigai is and taking some focused, dedicated time to allow yourself to answer that question. Ikigai is something within you. And if you don't know whether your Ikigai is to inspire, to teach, to build, to fix, whatever, that's fine. But bringing awareness to this topic within your own life will allow you to start making the small daily changes that allow you to bring more of yourself to everything you're doing, creating, and thinking about. And that's really the key takeaway here. Just as you don't need a Venn diagram to tell you what Ikigai is, you also don't need anything outside yourself to figure out what your Ikigai is. It's all within you. And with your awareness, you will arrive at your reason for being. So I wish you all the best with adopting an expeditionary mindset and focusing in on your Ikigai. And if you found this video helpful, do comment below. See you next time. Cheers.